It's Nancy with Water by the Spoonful.
By the Spoonful, yeah. It's at the University of Pittsburgh stages.
Yes.
It
with
is
University of Pittsburgh.
University
you
of Pittsburgh.
did say that, right?
University of Pittsburgh stages,
Okay,
yes. It is a student production. It is directed by Ricardo Villaroger, who does a beautiful job of bringing together and connecting us to a piece where everybody's not connected and searching and lost and struggling and looking for a safe haven. Basically, there's two stories. Oh, it's written by, I'm going to look how to say her name, Chiara Allegria Hughes, who won a Pulitzer for it in 2012. It's part of a 3-part trilogy. The first part is called Elliot, a Soldier's Fugue. This is the second part, Water by the Spoonful. The third part is called Happiest Song Plays Last. And she also wrote In the Heights. So if you know In the Heights.
That is a musical.
Right, which is a musical, which is also multicultural, different, a lot of Hispanic kind of, they're Puerto Rican, a lot of the main character is Puerto Rican, so a lovely connection for that genre, that type of crowd, but it's beautiful. It's basically 2 stories. One is Elliot, who is a soldier who's come back from Iraq, who's struggling with his physical injury and his emotional injuries. He's sort of tormented by this ghost and is trying to figure out his way. He's also an actor, and he works at a sandwich shop.
That's a loaded story.
Yeah, it's a lot right there.
Wow.
But then, and his cousin who helps him, and she's sort of the sympathetic supporter for the family because he's disconnected from his biological mother and he's being raised by another woman who has died, and that's sort of how it opens. The second story is 4 internet chat room recovering addicts who all who you never, they're online, so they're all in different spots talking. And those characters are even like these names. Haiku Mom, also, and she also plays Odessa.
These are their online names.
These are their
right?
online
Okay.
names. Haiku Mom, her name's Odessa, Shoots and Ladders, and Orangutan and Fountainhead, which I could go into a whole 10 minutes on what all those names actually mean, but I'm not, because there's not time. And let me just tell you the actors, just to get all their names out. So Ricardo Villaroger is the brilliant director, and he really brings together all these, they're all flawed characters, which you're used to seeing, but there's so many flawed characters.
Yeah.
Elliot is played by Harry Hawkins, and he's sort of this guilt-ridden, angry, always sort of struggling to find himself throughout. Yasmin, who is Rain Rivera, and this is her debut at University of Pittsburgh stages. Haiku Mom Odessa is Sol Crespo, and she is the standout performance for me. She's inspiring on this internet chat room. She's really inspiring, but she's so troubled and she's constantly fighting, as most addicts are. Fountainhead, who's played by Alex Dittmer, and he is sort of, you never really expect much from him because he's kind of this cocky, you're not really sure what his character is, and then he has a lovely redeeming quality near the end, which I don't want to tell you. Shoots and Ladders, who is played by Christopher Collier, who is an IRS guy, and he's just really needs his life saved. He just is struggling so much, and he doesn't seem to be able to find that happiness.
Yeah, you work for the IRS.
Yeah, well, and you'd think, but he's happy when he's on the phone.
Really?
Well, seemingly. And then Orangutan is played by Anna Chen. It's also her debut at the University of Pittsburgh stages. And she, for me, is the character that I most was drawn to because she brought the humor. There isn't a lot of humor in all this despair, and I thought that she brought a lot of the humor to it. I found myself laughing a lot at a lot of the things she does, and she's this ball of energy, and she's this tiny little person, and she goes back to Japan to find her biological parents, and she's just really struggling every day, just to get to that day, and they all have that quality. So she's sort of my hope of the play, and really enjoyed her. Now, just to be intellectual for a moment.
Just a moment.
Just a moment.
Let's not get crazy.
I don't want anyone to get crazy. So the symbolism of water, which is called Water by the Spoonful. And
how's that?
I can't really tell you why it's called that specifically because I don't want to give that away. It's a wonderful explanation in this show. But water symbolizes in literature, let me find my little note here, dealing with difficult life scenes. And that's what this is. And if we all could just have that little spoonful, not of sugar, but spoonful of nurturing and love and sustenance and helping save our souls and giving us hope, it would all be so much better. And that hope lurks there throughout, but there's just so much despair because everybody's struggling, either with addiction or being an Iraqi veteran and what he did there, and this ghost that haunts him, and how he's trying to connect to his family, but he can't because he was sort of abandoned by his mother. And it's just this wonderful mix of people that are lost, and everyone can relate to something in this show. A family that people are all messed up in, addiction, whether it's chocolate or drugs or alcohol. Mine's chocolate or alcohol, and it's just this. Ricardo brings this whole group of people together into this beautiful piece of work, and really draws you in to a show that's so everyone's so disconnected.
Very good.
You should go see it.
Indeed.
Oh, and to sum it all up.
Yeah.
Let's sum it all up very late. It is a powerful portrait of redemption, masterfully directed with this incredibly strong cast, including Sol Crespo and Anna Chen.
How about Vodka by the Glassful?
Vodka by the Glassful.
What does that represent?
That represents Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Represents
Or
me on
downtown
the floor.
Pittsburgh.
The concept of the chat room.
You don't know who you're talking to.
I mean, I get bothered in a room just full of real people.
And that's enough of that.